Hi. Did some repairs recently to this Heathkit unit, and when I was finished and trying it out, I noticed I was getting a lot of noise through the platter, which could be a sign of the idler wheel or some of the bearings. So I took it apart, and the idler wheel, turns out, was hard as a rock, and although I had sanded it and it was working, I thought maybe this would be a great project to try out my new 3D printer that I got for Christmas, and we'll see if we can't go about making one. So 3D printing is new to me, and I thought this would be a fun project. So taking the idler wheel over to the sketch pad, I kind of came up with some dimensions for a profile that I could generate in 3D. And then that matched the tire, of course, with the little lip that was going to be on the edge to hold the rubber part. And then I took it up to the CAD system and modeled it. And you can see here that there are a number of iterations that I went through, generated it by rotating it and then punching a hole in it. So that was the geometry for the inner piece, and then I created the geometry for the rubber tire portion of it, and that was simple geometry. So here's a look at that. So off to the left here, you can see a number of the iterations that I went through to try and come up with a solution, and those were all made out of PLA. And one of the things that I did attempt here was to create one with the PLA supports and using PETG as an upper layer so that we could remove that better. Here's what it looked like on the build plate when that was done. So some of the research that I did indicated that the TPU95A product might be rubber-like enough to be able to meet my needs here. And I created a couple of different alternatives here to see which of them might work, and I sampled both of those. And they both worked, but I wanted to come up with something that I thought might be a little better. And in this solution here, which is the ultimate solution, it has a thicker rubber and a smaller inner ring that holds this in place. So I put this assembly together and then made a shaft so that I could put this onto a drill and then trued it up with a sanding block. So with the idler wheel sanded and trued up, I think it's time to give it a try. So let's mount this thing back into place here and zoom in a little bit here. I'll get the C-clip on to hold it down, put the platter back on, and we'll give this thing a try and see how it works. So we've got this thing set up now, and let's give it a shot. So as you can see, it starts up pretty good. Lifts the arm, and the arm goes over to set on the record. All of that seemed to happen pretty smoothly. And there's a lot less noise coming through the platter at this point. Articulates the arm back and sets it down to rest. So just to wrap up, it does work. It is quieter than the old brittle rubber, but certainly could be better. I think that one of the things that might be important for durability and maybe even smoothness is to consider a sleeve bearing in the future. Also, I'd like to explore some more rubber-like filament options that we could create a better rubber and a better contact with the platter and the pulley. And then lastly, just a couple of notes for myself. Really could use some more experience with the 3D printer and some more experience with CAD. But it was a fun project, and I wanted to share this with you. So hope this helps. Have a good day.